Hi there, hope everybody's having a good week. Just wanted to jump on and do a quick video about something that has really wound me up. Basically, I want to talk about how you can do some competitor research or mystery shopping on your competitors without being a dick, basically. So this is what happened to me a couple of weeks ago. Somebody called me and they were a startup and they wanted to have a social media package put in place. And when we talked about what they wanted, it was a lot, and which surprised me for a startup, because generally you start quite small and you build up. They wanted a completely done for you package across so many channels. They're very into content marketing, which is obviously brilliant. But I just felt a little bit of alarm bells ringing, particularly when this person mentioned the size of their budget, and I just thought, this just doesn't sound right. So what this person wanted me to do was come back to him really quickly, like within sort of less than 24 hours, with a proposal of prices. And although I've got prices on my website, all of the proposals that I do are generally very custom made based on the needs of the customer that's coming to me. And what I like to do, and I think is good practice, is not to just do a cut and paste proposal and just fire it out. I like to give it some thought. I like to have a couple of days and think about different approaches and making sure that I'm able to give them the best proposal and the best package for what they've asked for. And sometimes that does involve me working with some other suppliers so that we can collaborate and bring the best package together for that client. So anyway, so the warning signs with this guy, I've just made a few notes. Incredibly large budget for a startup, and when I started to get a bit suspicious, I called him back and asked for a few details, and he was quite vague. And I found, again, he was pushy with the proposal, and he asked me for my terms. He kept saying, I want your terms so that I can run it past my lawyer. And again, for a startup, I was just like, this just doesn't sound right. So again, my gut instinct was right on this. And so what I did, I looked him up on LinkedIn, couldn't find any details of him. And I emailed him back and said, look, I just want to get a little bit more from you so that I can put the right proposal together. And I asked him 3 very simple questions. If this was a genuine inquiry, it would have taken like 5 or 6 minutes to have a think and send that back. And needless to say, I heard absolutely nothing back. So at the moment, people might have a lot of time on their hands and they may be asked to do some competitor research, particularly if your business is quite slow at the moment. And I get that, but there are some ways to do great competitor research without being a dick, basically. So just to give you a bit of insight into how my week was 2 weeks ago. So I'm not furloughed, I'm still working, I've still got clients I'm still delivering for. Obviously it's not as much as it was, but you know, it's only my income in my household. And that week, whilst that inquiry came through, I was also the full-time carer for my son, and I was going to be for 2 weeks. So every meal time, every bath time, keep him entertained. If you've watched some of my other videos, endless loop of football, whilst trying to work as well. Oh, and I forgot that we may need to do some educational stuff with him as well. So for that person to ask for my time, my expertise during that week, dick move, I think. This is what I think about it. I'm a pure marketer and I know how important competitor research is. I'm not an idiot and I'm not naive enough to think that this stuff doesn't happen, but I just thought it was really badly timed. And how do I feel about this person? I feel like what he was trying to do was copy my business, and rather than coming up with his own costings, which I have developed over time. Obviously, I do talk to other people that offer similar types of service to me, and I know that I'm in line with what the market needs, and I win work. So obviously, people are happy to pay for my services at the price I'm charging. But if you're that insecure about developing a business that you need to do that. You know, you need to get that level of detail from somebody else, like my contract and my terms. I'm not worried about you as a competitor, because I don't think you're going to be able to deliver the service, because I'm not convinced you'd have the skills to do that. So just made a couple of notes about some things that you can do to gather insight about the industry that you're working in and what goes on with your competitors, without wasting people's time, when at the moment, quite frankly, a lot of people just simply haven't got it. So look at websites, look at price lists. Some people put them on there. I've got some of my packages on there, but I generally caveat it with, you know, this is an indication, so that I can put people, you know, based on what their price bracket is and what they can afford, we can put people into, you know, have the right level of conversation with them. And that helps everybody really. Look at Google reviews, find out what the reviews are on social media. Look at review sites like Glassdoor as well. Obviously do your LinkedIn research as well, so to find out who's recommended them, where they've worked, who their contacts are, that kind of thing. And look at any press coverage that they've received as well. And I just think that they're all better things that you can do. I don't think you need to model your business on somebody else, because actually, if all you're doing is competing on price and offering the same service that I'm offering, but maybe slightly cheaper, that's not really a great service for you to be providing. Actually, the better thing to do is invest the time, understand your customer, understand your target market, and actually build the services and your pricing around what people need, and base it on good information, not having copied somebody else's and wasted their time. Hopefully that's been useful, and please let me know in the comments what you think. Thanks, and have a good week.